Hello everybody and welcome to another new series for the channel. Ghostified Gamer here, Captain of Industry. This game came out recently on Steam. It's been in development for a while. Two guys programmed this, friends from the university, don't know which one, and they actually live across, in different countries. So they're co-developing it. And I could just imagine the time zone issues, but I mean, they're smart guys. They're engineers, right? They can handle it. So this screenshot alone, if this doesn't make you want to play this game, I don't know what will. This game is awesome. Put a few hours in, kind of checking the game mechanics. I saw another Let's Player playing it. I don't know what it is. I can't find these new games like this. I have to find them from other people, so I don't know. Maybe someday I'll figure it out. But I searched for games on Steam, and this never comes up. I mean, where was this game at, you know? But, hey, it's pretty cool. Anyway. So, I'm on early access version 0.43. That's how a lot of these, small development guys do it. They do early access. They get the game out there. They start generating some revenue. If they're ethical, which usually Steam is pretty good at, some ethical game, there's always bad apples, but these guys look like they got their stuff together. Look at this, boats and rockets in the background over here. I don't know what these buildings are here, though. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, all this stuff going on. We'll get into the game a little more detail as we go in, but I wanted to read some stuff here. Like I said, there's two guys. They hire freelancers for their artwork and on whatever else. I don't know what else. Maybe audio and stuff too. The development company they created is called Mafi Games. M-A-F-I. Again, you can find it on Steam. Right now, as of the recording, it's June 13th, 2022. Just to give you a time reference. It's like $29.99 US on Steam. And if you buy, there's an audio track with which you're hearing now. You can actually buy that. Usually games have that. That's probably one of their, freelancers they hired. They have a website you get to, www.captain-of-industry.com. You can go there. Check it out. I don't know how much they update Steam versus the website, so, just so you have that. To describe the game, it's colony and factory simulation game. Alone with your loyal crew, expand a small colony of survivors into an industrial empire. From an abandoned island to vast factories, research labs, and space program, build... from an abandoned island to vast factories, research labs, and a space program. So yeah, it's a progression that this is right from Steam, so hey, I didn't write this. Build, mine, farm, shape terrain, explore, trade, and take care of your settlement. And they also have a press kit, so my thumbnail will have, and they have a crap ton of assets that you can grab from there. It's amazing. They did a really good job. These guys thought of everything, man. They're really taking care of the Let's Play community. So we're gonna do a new game. Let's take a look at settings here. Borderless, fantastic quality on the graphics. No limit on FPS. English, scale. Accessibility, flashes and lightning. Oh, okay, cool. I'll leave that off. I don't have issues with that. There's your audio. I actually had to kick my audio down to 3%. Believe it or not. Master volume's at 50. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I want the effects, user interface, ambient, and all that to be there. Obviously, controls. If you want to change anything, I'm assuming that's stuff. If you wanted to change things, I haven't seen had the need to do that. I don't have these hotkeyed. Maybe eventually. I'm more of a point and clicking kind of person anyway, but hotkeys are helpful. Miscellaneous. autosave every 15. I haven't had it. Well, I haven't built a massive factory yet. I just was testing, learning the mechanics before I started playing. Modding and error reporting. You definitely want to do error reporting because that helps them develop the game, and get rid of bugs. So we'll close that. And yeah, modding. That's a big thing these days. Especially for small guys, small time developers. So we're gonna go into new game, and there's a bunch of different islands you can pick from. What I'm gonna do, and I'll see if I have if nothing new comes out that I'm interested in. If I close this series out, we'll see how far we're gonna go. We'll close it. Hopefully, I'll go to the end and close it. And then I'd like to go back and do You Shall Not Pass. But I don't know if, is it going to give me anything more than just, obviously it's going to be tougher. But this is just an idea I had. But we're going to do New Haven because I just started playing a couple days ago. Standard on everything. Cliff heights, resource elevation. You can actually... get better resource generation, I guess. That's kind of like more resources. Ooh, extra ocean chunks. What's this here? Oh, they have these little eyes for information. Extend playable area by expanding oceans by the selected number of chunks. Okay. Warning, this may decrease game performance and increase memory consumption. Yeah, more to process. I would imagine they have landfill in the game, so I would imagine that also causes performance issues. Forest size, standard, ocean floor decline, huh? Controls how fast ocean floors decline as it goes further away from the coast. If increased, decline will be faster and ocean will be harder to fill with material to form a buildable land. Okay. It's a difficulty. This is basically map difficulty here. And they have game difficulty. Yeah, map selection there. Okay, so there's 3. Admiral. For experienced players only. Caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. I like it. I like that. Oh, here's the game seed. Okay, copy it right. Oh, you can change it. Okay. Oh. Can I? Yeah, I can copy it. Okay, cool. That's something I was wondering about. Okay. So anyway, well, sailor is you get increases. Captain is all standard. Rainwater. Ore mining yield, stuff like that. Mine deposits. Admiral, obviously it's the other way. Unity production. Ooh. 20%. Oh, weird. I wonder why that didn't change. I guess they don't want to mess with Unity. So we'll do a standard on that. Now, like I said, I'd like to do a tougher playthrough. Where, now this is the kind of game I can really get into. There's a couple things I don't like about... Not this game, but just in general, like my play style and the way I like to do things. I don't like any pressure. I like to just play. I like the casual. I like the challenge of complexity. I like complexity, logistic complexity, recipe complexity, things like that. I don't like having external sources constantly pestering you. Although it's fun, don't get me wrong, having a wave defense like Factorio. So let's go ahead and launch this game. And I'll cut this part out so we don't have to wait. All right, we're in the game. And the first thing they do is they pause it and pop a message up for you. One thing about this game that I wish more games would do this, more developers, they'd spend the time to put tutorials in. Now, this game does leave you kind of a little bit on your own. And there is a reason for that. They do want that. They want you to struggle because it's all about the struggle and the reward at the end, right? But they do tell you how to do things to a certain degree, and that's great. They have a really good tutorial system so far. And so we'll get into this here. I kind of want to read these, I guess, even though it's going to take time, video time. So let's do it. Captain. We have just docked. Our ship and our local shipyard will both need major repairs. The abandoned communication station near the dock would be, or could be deconstructed and used to smelt iron in a blast furnace. So, we can build more vehicles and construction parts. It is essential to build a research lab as soon as possible, so we can figure out more blueprints for more important things, such as farms or a beacon. You can build multiple labs to speed up the research. A friendly village you can trade with is nearby. Check the world map. Trading can be a lifesaver if you run into a shortage of critical products, so you should research and build a trading dock as soon as possible. So they're giving us tips. There's a lot of these messages that pop up, so I mean, in the future, if you want me to just not read them or read them quickly, you could pause the game and you can read them on screen. You know, I record in, you know, what is it? What is the resolution these days? 1280p, or 1080p 60. Yeah, 1080p. I don't do 4K. I don't think people care about that as much. I haven't really seen a big issue with it. So anyway, yeah. So they pop these up a lot. Good deal. So let's pause the game here, because the timer is always ticking on you in this game. And that's one of the things I don't like personally as a Let's Player, because, you know, I got to do things, you know, I got to be able to record, you know, explain stuff, you know, explain what I'm doing, all that. And also I'm learning the game too at the same time. This is a real blind playthrough for me. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The game really makes it nice on blind playthroughs, so it's cool. So we have our ship here, and it's damaged. And there's our ship, which is also damaged. And we have a crew and stuff. We have to put diesel fuel in this thing. I don't know what it costs to repair it. I don't know what it takes. This stuff here, I want to say, well, we'll keep that there. So we got all these little buttons, and there's all kinds of stuff in this game. It's really crazy. So we have inventory here. Shipyard is overloaded with cargo. Okay, that's fine. We'll be using this stuff. So here's the thing. You're kind of like under the gun. You have to feed people that you landed here with, and you also have to monitor your current stuff that you have, your inventory. You actually have rubber, you have some copper, fuel, cement. Oh yeah, if you mouse over it, it gives this little item describer here: cement, construction parts, mechanical parts, vehicle parts. Now the fuel for the ship obviously isn't there. So, and that's, what is this? Fuel for ship. Move the left green slider, right? It makes million transfers. Okay. So these sliders here, you can control, like, it's kind of like a priority system, as well as trying to maintain a certain level. Like if you don't want a lot of fuel allocated to your ship, well, just put it there. Now, I don't know if there's like priority systems and stuff with, which we'll get into. I don't know everything about the game, but I know that I've only know what I've heard. So yeah, you can move these around. Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, so I have to figure that out. So when you want to, there's a research that you have to do in order to repair this. See, you need to research a technology in order to repair this. So that's our shipyard. That's what we crashed in on, and then we have, like a housing area. It's a temporary settlement. And what's really cool about this is they're using the containers that I guess came off the ship, and they unloaded them, and got the materials. They're like, well, we got to survive, so we got to do this stuff here. So they have actual shipping containers, and the detail on this is really funny. I mean, they got like doors and windows and chimneys and living decks, and like this guy, he's like up here. He's probably the loud one. It blasts music all night and stuff, and people want to throw him in the ocean. So that's pretty cool. If we zoom out, you got all all this land to build on. I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of space. So they give you a lot. Here's this tower. And one of the first things we're supposed to do in the game, which if you didn't know this, click Start Recycling. So this is going to give us scrap iron, concrete, and electronics. And, you know, it's kind of extra stuff because we do have stuff here, too. Now, I think the mechanical parts, let's see, some of this stuff, yeah, we need this stuff here. But the construction parts help us get built up right now, but then we eventually have to start making those. Now, another thing about the startup of this game, it is brutal. If you start on a difficulty that's higher than what we're at, you're gonna have to really be meticulous as to what you build and when you build, how you know, the pipes, the amount of pipes you're doing, everything. So you gotta be careful about that. There is a consideration in the beginning of distance, and like you have to choose between, do I want this close to this or not? You know, because you're gonna have fuel to consider. We do get the ability to make fuel eventually. So if you want to build something over here, but you're like, oh, I gotta run it over here somewhere or whatever, your fuel is gonna go down on the but let's say you're trying to do something in one area. Well, do you want to transport it or do you want it close, you know? And mainly it's for piping and belts and stuff, excuse me. Because it's going to take resources to build long pipelines. So do you want to truck it and use fuel, or do you want to use resources to pipe it? And there's considerations in the beginning you have to take into consideration. Now, one thing they don't tell you is that you need to make a waste collection. And when you mouse over this thing, collects general waste from the attached settlement to prevent it from piling up in the settlement and causing health concerns. It takes 4 people to operate it. And up here, we'll get into that in a second here. But let's go ahead and build this now. And I'm going to put it over here. Better yet, let's put it here. Now, it takes 25 construction components. We have 500. That's what the parentheses is in our inventory over here. And you can see that we have, you know, a kind of like a tracker over here. It's kind of nice to have. This is a recipe. You know, like you click on that, you bring up all the recipes in the game. Pretty cool. We'll get into that, of course, later on. Now we're paused, so it's not going to do anything. That's fine. We'll leave it. What I want to do is set this up before we, you know, hit play. Now, your trucks. So these are your truck fleet here. This is your truck fleet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, tree harvester. Right. So you kind of want you have to dump the stuff somewhere, which is kind of interesting. So you have a dumping designator, and there's a hotkey Z. And notice how it's got a +2 on there. So you click and hold and drag, and this thing goes up pretty high. Look at this thing. How high does it go? Oh, it has a cap. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to start off with, you know, let's say 2 tiles. So I don't know what the +2... Okay, now it disappears, which is kind of annoying. But once you click it, if you click off, then it disappears. I'd like to keep it up there to see it. You have a visualization of it, so you have to click it. So we can go up from, I guess it's 1, 2. I don't know what the +2 is, because it should be 1, 2, 3, you think. But it goes 2 to 9. And that is the waste for this little community here that we have. Then we have a market, and we have a 7-month supply of potatoes. That's all we get here. Carbs. No meats. I don't know. Eventually we get, you know, other stuff unlocked. Treats, vitamins, proteins here. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is your carbs, this is your proteins. Then they got extra stuff, which is pretty cool. General. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh, look, they got consumer electronics. So it's kind of like an Anno 1800, but Anno 1800 was really annoying to me. What I'm looking for in this game is it going to be a snowball effect where you build something that needs workers. The workers need lodging and more food. Okay, now you need more workers for that. And now you need more lodging. And now you need more food. Now you need more water. Now you need more. You know, those games aren't balanced. If they're not balanced, it pisses me off. I'm hoping this game doesn't turn into that. I haven't seen it yet, based on what I've experienced so far and what I've watched. So I had to watch a couple Let's Players to decide. Well, one Let's Player to decide if I want to put the time into the game. So, it's kind of cool. So we have a population of 90, and we have the ability to house another 50 people. Looks like our waste that's this thing, which we haven't built yet. Or it's waste in the settlement. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Settlement. Amount of waste generated depends on the amount of products provided to the settlement. However, settlements always generate some basic amounts of waste. And so this is where you got the timer always ticking on you. And you always have waste. There is research to recycle waste, but you never get rid of it all. I don't know how that plays out. We'll have to see. I don't know if I like that mechanic because I kind of like to let the game run, or, I don't know. There may be a mod out there that eliminates, gives you the ability to remove waste completely. I would go for that if it's a problem. Okay, let's go over some other stuff here. We've got our speed controls up here. You've got an alerts volume and notifications that'll pop up here. Tells you the date, the temperature. Your ship is docked. I haven't gotten into the ship stuff yet. And this is the amount of trucks we have and the cap, and that can be researched to be increased. You have a population. Unity is happiness, which is another thing that I kind of am leery of, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to get into every detail here. We'll get to it as we go. Food supply. You know what? I think you got to close that. Oh, that's weird. Wow, all that's the same. So what's the point? What's the point of that? No active diseases. So we got growth, health, and unity. Is that all the same? Yeah, it's the same stuff. Okay, so you click on that. Now, unity is, like I said, the happiness. And you spend unity to get things done. And you can also spend unity to get things done faster. So it's kind of like a bank account for your happiness. And this is a vehicle management. I haven't gotten into this too much, but we have 8 vehicles available to assign. We own 9 total. That's a tree thing. And what can be dumped by trucks, you can actually add more stuff. I haven't gotten into that. Analytics. I guess there's nothing going on right now. Oh, last 3 months. Okay. So it's kind of cool. We'll get into that stuff, I'm sure. All right. And then down here we have tools. I haven't gotten into much of this yet. There's a cut and a copy. So if you're in pause mode like this, you can copy buildings and paste them, which is really nice. It's like a blueprint system. It's like a hand saver, There's copy settings, demolish, Unity tool. I don't know what that does. We'll have to figure that out. Pause tool. I think you could pause a building because it's got a little arrow on there. Automatically pause any new constructions. Oh, okay. I like that idea. When enabled, it automatically pauses any new construction, preventing trucks to make deliveries. Once you're happy with your design, use pause tool to construct it. All right, well, I'm going to leave that on. We'll play around with that. And this one is really important. This is your resource map. And you have a key here. Terrain grid. Oh, okay. Oh, I like the terrain grid. Yeah, we got to have that on. Mining and dumping. Oh, nice. Tree harvesting. I guess it tells us, it tells us what we're currently doing. So right here, we have a tree harvester. And we'll go ahead and, let's see, what can we get rid of? You know what you want to do? You want to be close to this thing. So we'll start harvesting these trees here. And then click that. There. Now let's see what happens. Okay, cool. I like that. So we got sand, limestone, coal, iron ore, copper ore, gold ore, crude oil, and groundwater. So here's our groundwater. And iron. This is sand. Looks like limestone. Oil, they usually put close to your... Yeah, there it is. There's oil. I've noticed it's kind of close to your facility. And I think these maps are static. They don't randomize this unless you choose a different map seed. Or a different map. Maybe it is randomized because we did the map seed thing. We'll have to see. What else we got? Copper. Gold is way over here, I guess. I guess that's gold. More iron. Lots of resources. So that's important when you're doing other, obviously mining and stuff. Coal, yeah. My test save had coal right here. That's a big coal thing. And look at the detail. They actually have... I think it was show. Oh, I thought it showed the coal veins. Like layered. But that is coal right there. Yeah, see, coal. There's some rock and stuff in there, so you have to deal with byproducts. Okay, now. So we got that thing set. What they want us to do, and this is so unclear because it doesn't tell you. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing? Well, we need food. So let's build some food stuff here. Food is... Oh, you know what? We got to research it. So let's build a lab. I guess we could do that first. There's a research lab. It could be anywhere. And I think that... Yeah... Could put it here. Like so. Oh, look. It's got a pause on there. Let's take this off. Oh. Well, we'll take that. Oop, we'll take that off for now because we are paused. I wonder why that says pause. And right now, we click on this thing here, research, and we want to get. And some things have been researched for us already. It's okay. I don't know why, but whatever. Basic farming, right there, and then right here it tells you what's going on. Let's show you. Let me show you this research tree. Look at this thing. This is insane. This is like a Factorio-esque research tree, and they're also under. They're going to add more stuff eventually. So this is not the end. They're going to do more, and the reason this game has cool factor plus 11 is rocket assembly and launch. Oh, come on. You've got rockets in this game, man. So that's cool. Oh, we go back. Look at that. Oh, it goes back there. Oh, I see. Okay, so no research started. There we go. Let's zoom in. So basic farming. It allows you to put a farm down and do potatoes. Basic farming potatoes, we just need to hope it will rain. Start. Now you can queue up researches like construction. We definitely want to get that. So we'll queue that up. Now what this allows us to do, it gives us a manual assembly machine and it gives us recipes. This is where you can get yourself, you could brick your save if you run out of fuel and if you don't have parts to build buildings for fuel and mining and stuff. Because you need construction parts, which is iron, wood, and a concrete slab. The concrete is a pretty decent chain to throw at a new player, especially new to the game too. So then you can do iron ore or iron plate to mechanical parts, which you're gonna need those, and then you can do This is an assembly machine which uses rubber and copper. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is electronics. And you'll need these 3 base components in order to build pretty much everything in the beginning game here from what I've seen. So you need electronics, you need the mechanical parts, and you need the construction parts. So these things here, we need to get mining up and running and oil refining up and running so we can have these trucks running around and concrete and all that good stuff. So we'll work on that. So we want to get that in. Now here is another one. Trading dock, power and maintenance. We're going to queue that up. Now, the reason for that is, what is this? Got a red thing on there. I don't know. What I found was that all of a sudden your machinery starts breaking down. One of the things I noticed about the game is power is like the Planet Crafter, as well as the maintenance. It is a global power grid. You plop something down, it powers the island. So it's kind of nice because they don't have to worry about power poles and things, and they actually go into that where they don't want to have tedious power pole placement and all this crap. I agree with it, but I also kind of like the challenge of trying to get power connected and stuff. It's kind of fun. Frustrating, but also fun. But I can appreciate that they don't have it, because then it does lead to more gameplay than fighting with power poles and power radiuses or connections and things. I wouldn't mind having connections direct to buildings from a power source with wire and poles, not necessarily power coverage. Infraspace, Factorio, all have power coverage for a power pole, or a power device. Satisfactory has power poles connections, right? I wouldn't mind just having the ability to have a power source and drag your power lines. So if I pull up a device, then all I gotta do is put it back down and reconnect the power line. And it'll automatically put, I don't know. I don't want to have anything collision-wise for power poles and stuff. Just give me a line or make it underground or something. But I have to physically connect it. I wouldn't mind that. I'm okay with that. So we'll do this. No lab available. Oh, that's why it was yelling at us. Okay, cool. All right, let's unpause this thing. We'll go for that speed. And look at that. Where are you going? Oh, he's going over there already. So notice how they took construction parts and they're going over there to build the lab and the waste thing. And this guy is going over here to get trees. Check out this graphic, man. Or this animation. It actually has a grabber claw, pulls the tree out, and then takes the branches off. Now, it's complaining, and we'll get to that in a second, but let's watch this. So they're breaking all the parts. That is so cool. And boop. Tutorial, waste and dumping. There we go. Welcome, Captain. Okay, now we have this tutorial, waste dumping. Waste and dumping. Your population generates waste that needs to be collected to maintain healthy conditions in your settlements or settlement. You can attach a waste collection to your settlement to collect its waste, which is what we did. To get rid of waste, you can just designate a dumping area, which is a Z key, but I just click and, do that. And let your trucks dump the waste into the terrain. Later on, you can research more ways to deal with waste. Now, they do mention something about waste not being 100% removable. Note that the amount of general waste your population produces depends on the amount of supply they get and whether they recycle. However, you can never get rid of the general waste entirely. So we'll have to look into that mechanic. I'm kind of worried about that one. We'll have to mod that out. Hopefully there's some mod support for it. Some materials can be dumped directly into the terrain, as you have just discovered. However, sometimes you might want to prevent your trucks from dumping waste all over the island, and for that you have a global dumping filter. This filter allows you to select which materials are allowed for dumping and which are not. For instance, iron ore is not allowed for dumping by default because it is a valuable resource and could be a waste of effort. So they got like this filter here and we did look at that. That's under vehicle management. Later on, you can build mine control tower, which has its own dumping filter for the area it manages. This allows, for instance, to disable waste dumping globally and build a dedicated mine control tower and enable waste dumping just on the controlled area to have a single dedicated place for landfill. You can do this with other products such as slag or dirt as well. What can be dumped? Not every single product can be dumped on the terrain. You need to know whether some product, if you need to know whether some product can be dumped or not, check out the recipe book by pressing the F1 key. Slag. Dumping slag is important as typically your smelting industry will produce way more slag than you can use in concrete production. So slag dumping is enabled by default and has no pollution effect. But for better efficiency, it is recommended to run slag from furnaces into storage via conveyor belts and dump it from there. This is advantageous since when trucks are dumping from furnaces directly, they might not have their capacity fully utilized. Okay, so there's this is where you get into the automation and a lot of the decision making. Okay, so we're gonna pause this again because our food is getting eaten and stuff, and we don't want that. Speaking of food, no lab. Oh, okay. Start a new research. Didn't we do that? No lab available. Tree has no truck. Let's assign a truck to this. So we have... this is kind of... Once you get into this, you'll start to figure it out. But really what we want to do is no vehicles assigned. We just click this little button, and it added a truck. So now we should get a truck coming over eventually. We'll have to see. Okay, there it comes. What's going on with this? Starting a research. Paused. There we go. Is that right? Oh. It needs 30 construction components, so it should start going now. Yeah, I don't know why that was paused there. Alright, so now this thing here is doing its, thing. This guy is full with 20 wood. That's the gas tank. And there's, notice how there's a repair situation here, a maintenance situation here. I don't know what that 304% is. So he is waiting for a storage unit. Now, what's that? Boop, boop. Oh, there we go. Now we got our lab. So each lab does, like, right now 3.2 every 60 seconds. So it's kind of it's chipping away at our research. As you can see, it just did a little bit there. So it's gonna start chopping away. We could put 2 down eventually and speed it up, but eventually you rip through all the research, and it doesn't really matter having more than one. All right, so congratulations for the first research lab, Captain. You should research and build farms before our food supply runs out. Make sure you build them soon enough, as it takes time to grow more food. If you run out of workers, make sure to bring more people to your island by building a beacon. One thing to note, don't build a beacon until you're ready for it. And you can pause the beacon, and here's why I say this. I just left the beacon. I thought, I'll put the beacon down. All right, there it is. Okay. All of a sudden, I started getting so many people. It just keeps coming and coming. I had overpopulation. I didn't have enough of these living quarters. So, put the beacon down when you're ready for it. Let it run. Get a couple groups of people. They bring resources with them. And then stop it. And then pause the building. So that's what that's saying there. Also keep an eye on a supply of construction parts and build assembly manual to produce them. And we'll do that. You need to speed up. If you need to speed up your research, you can build more research labs, but don't forget that running them costs Unity. Unity is naturally generated in settlements when people are well and happy, but can decrease when their needs are not met. You can visit the settlement to see the details. So we'll close that, and let's pause that real quick. So yeah, your Unity is up here, and we're getting a plus 138 a month, and we have a little bit of a buff because of the health. But I don't know how this calculates if it adds to a Unity pool. You know, like you can have 1,000 Unity or whatever, and then you just spend it as needed, and then it'll build back up. I think that's how it goes, because my last playthrough it was going up. I noticed it was a lot higher, and so you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep an eye on it, try to at least. Okay, so now we got our lab. We're paused. Let's really quick do some smelting. Now, the reason this thing isn't doing anything is because we're not able... Well, they're not doing anything with this because we have stuff here. Now what we need to do is start dismantling this thing. And the only way it's going to get dismantled is if we have someplace for the stuff to go. The first thing we want to do is iron plates. And because we don't have any iron plates at all. So, let's get that going. And here's metallurgy and smelting. We need a coal maker for the blast furnace. And we need a metal caster to take the blast furnace's output and make plates. So pretty cool stuff, just like Factorio. If you ever played Angel's Industry Overhaul or Angel's or Bob's in Factorio, it's exactly like it, which is why I'm totally excited about this. All right, so we got our little coal thing here. Now, notice how it's got an input for wood, and it's got two outputs. One's like a gas, and one is like it's coal, is what it is. So I'm just gonna plop one down. We'll kind of try to be on the grid there. And so this truck is complaining because it doesn't have anywhere to put the wood that it has, and this guy's gonna sit here forever until it can dump this log off. So we got to get that going. Now, I'm not going to worry about the ratios right now. We're just going to try and get up and running, and then we'll worry about ratios later. So we got our coal maker now. So now we need a blast furnace. And we'll rotate this. And this thing is going to go away. But let's put it real, nice and close so that the trucks don't have to go as far. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do a metal caster. R rotates. And the outputs here, there's a gas, and there's something here, a little tube. I don't want to block that, so I'm going to give it some room. So we'll go here, maybe, or here. And there's a way to do more than one. I think it's press shift, click. Yeah, so you still got it in your hand. Okay, there we go. So this has got a plate output and a liquid input. So it's kind of getting used to these menus is really fun, right? Transports is pipe right now. And here's your molten channel. Okay, and there's two outputs, which is kind of weird. So I'm just going to drag and click. And notice how it has these little plugs. I love these little plugs, man. And then we'll click on this, and then we'll drag it over. And notice how it's got a little arrow for output, so we can actually add more stuff to this if we need to. And now we have a gas output. So we need to go to waste management. And we have smokestacks, and there's stats on this thing. Notice the poisonous cloud and stuff on there. It vents this gas, I guess it's steam, and carbon dioxide. And so we'll go ahead and rotate that. And you can direct connect to this machine here. So I think we'll do that because it's going to save us resources if we don't have pipes. Now, I don't know if we get back 100% of the materials that we when we decon these buildings, because notice how it's going to take 60 construction parts. So we'll have to look at that, and if you know in the comment section, let me know that if it does or not, because I'm too busy building. You know what I mean? All right, so there's our iron smelting. So let's go ahead and pause that, and our coal too. Now, yeah, there's different speeds and stuff, so we'll let this stuff run here. Look at, they're grabbing all this stuff from here. It's freaking cool, man. And okay, look at them go, man. Look at them go. So you should have trucks unassigned for building, of course. There we go. This thing's gonna build, and there it is. And then those building. Oh, they're gonna get more stuff. There we go. Iron smelting. Oh, coal maker needs a transport to output exhaust. Oh, it told us. Okay, good. All right, iron smelting. We already went over all this stuff. Well, oh, here it tells you this. The blast furnace allows smelting ores, scrap, or other products into molten materials, which can be then cast into final products in the metal caster. A temporary solution is to use metal scraps from the abandoned communication station. Once that is exhausted, you need to start mining iron ore. However, smelting ores produces slag that needs to be dumped out to the terrain. So this is the what we're doing right now. All this. Oh, look, they got a 1-to-1 and a coal thing right there. I want the coal thing close to the trees because it'll fill up quicker that way, and the maintenance on the stuff, if it's close to the resource, the maintenance seems to be lower from what I've noticed. Other products work similarly to iron. You can choose which recipes are enabled in the furnace by clicking on them. Enable a recipe is shown with a green border around it. So they're showing us that you can do multiple buildings, multiple recipes in one building, which is really cool. Here's the coal. We did that already, so let's go ahead and close that. And now, oh yeah, so let's go ahead and do a smokestack here. Now I do want to give a little room here for this. And we use a pipe now. And I noticed that coal does run out pretty quick. So we'll worry about that. We'll expand that in a little bit. Okay, now we has... Oh, this already selected the scrap for some reason. I think we have to research it in order to get new recipes. However, this one... Oh, it did. Okay. Oh, it auto-selected them. All right, cool. Yeah, it's probably because we don't have anything else to select. Whoa, what's this? Logistics. Oh. Oh, they're telling us about belts now. 5 seconds in queue. Ooh, wow. Tutorial logistics. 2 main ways to transport trucks, transports. This is telling us about the belts. You can raise the belts, just like pipes. There's storage tanks. Each one of these can be adjusted. We already went through that stuff. Once machines are connected via transport... Once machines are connected via transports and a first product is delivered / received, trucks will no longer try to deliver. Okay, receive that or / receive that type of product and let transports do their... So they'll... Yeah, so it's a trigger. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so this machine doesn't starve out. Now, I'm curious why this thing is not missing input. Coal, yeah. There we go. Now we got our coal. Now that's why you kind of want more of these, because they are slow. And you can move these boxes, by the way, and leave them up. I love that. Infraspace needs to have that big time. So, notice how it's building up. Now, I think there's a trigger point that you can change to get this to move faster. Or to have the truck pick them up. It's going to wait for a certain amount. So, I'm going to, cut this out, and then we'll see our first coal delivery. We'll be right back. And here we go. There it goes. We click on the truck. Notice it's got 12 coal. And kaboom! It's working. All right. Look how these trucks are just all over the place. It's crazy. They just park wherever. Yeah, I guess there's some clipping. I don't know if it's 100%. They do seem to try to avoid each other. And there we go. Molten iron! Now, eventually we're going to speed this up, but I just wanted to leave it slow speed for now. And this thing needs 12 molten to make 12 iron. Yeah, so we got 4 and 4. So, oh, another thing to note, show 60. This normalizes all your recipes to a 60-second craft or 1-minute craft, so you can kind of get your ratios in your head right, because you do need to focus on ratios eventually. Look at that! Look at these innovations, man. Look at this, man. This game is cool. And look, it's that's awesome. I love it. I love it. And it's cooling, so it's casting it, you know, molten to cast. Oh, that is cool. I never really looked at this because I just set it up and I was too busy learning. Oh, look, now it's going on the conveyor system. Zoom. And it's ready to go. There we go. And we got basic farming going. We'll probably work on that in the next episode. And this thing's cooking along. Oh, so notice how he's still like, hey, I don't have any room. But as this creates coal from wood, this truck will have a purpose. Okay. And then also this, notice the percentage is going to go down slightly. Eventually this thing will get dismantled. They actually have stages of this thing getting dismantled. So get a good look at it. Oh, look, it's all bashed up over here and stuff everywhere. Cool, man. So basic farming is almost done. Oh, it's done. There we go. Finished basic farming. Now we can we have a new building here unlocked. We can dismiss that. And I'm going to pause the game here. Excuse me. And so the next thing we're going to do is construction. Let's go ahead and get out of that. And get out of that. And we'll end it here. So, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the episode and this game. This game is exciting. I am so excited to play this. It's so nice to have a new game that really tickles all the, you know, or pushes all the buttons. Let's not say tickle. Don't say tickle. But I am tickled because this game is right up my alley. It's so up my alley because of the complexity. You got the rocket launch. You've got boats. You got islands you can go off onto. It's everything. It's all the things, right? This is an engineering game built by engineers, right? So I hope you enjoy the series going forward. Leave a like, subscribe for more. I'd be more than happy. I need to know if this is gonna, you know, I need to know you guys are involved. And the only way I'm gonna know is if you put comments on the video, if you like the video and you subscribe. That's the only way I'm gonna know. You don't have to though. Don't feel pressured though. But it'd be nice. So I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.